Welcome back into TB Sport. We did our first game of week 3, our week 3 picks, and we took the Jets over the Patriots, which was kind of a no-brainer there, right? We're going to go through our list of the next couple matchups in week 3. We have, okay, it pops up, so we have Giants versus Browns. We have Eagles versus Saints, Texans versus Vikings. We have Buccaneers versus Broncos, Packers versus Titans, Bears versus the Colts, Chargers taking on the Steelers, Dolphins taking on the Seahawks, Panthers taking on the Raiders, 49ers taking on the Rams, Lions at the Cardinals, Jaguars at the Bills, Ravens at the Cowboys, and we finish up with the Commanders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I'm going to give my picks for those matchups now. I'm going to be playing a couple key matchups, which I think are key for Week 3. And some of my upsets are going to be intriguing. Okay, so my first pick, Giants at the Cleveland Browns. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns over the Giants. I won't give no score because I'm not going to say any type of score, but I'm going to take the Browns over the Giants. I'm going to take my first upset. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans over the Green Bay Packers. The Tennessee Titans defense is very, very underrated and don't give enough respect that they deserve. They play very, very well the first 2 weeks against both the Bears and the Jets. Their front 8 is immaculate. Their secondary is phenomenal. And with Jordan Love coming back, if he does play this game and he comes back out for injury, out for ankle injury, I don't think he's going to be as mobile, So them Tennessee defenders don't be getting at him, bro. Whether it's Harold Landry and all the other guys on that line, it's going to be tough. So I'm going to take my upset pick. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans over the Green Bay Packers. Another intriguing matchup, we have the Colts taking on the Bears. Caleb Williams hasn't really been performing that very well, but his team is very stout in all the skill positions. Just his offensive line is not that great. On the other hand, Anthony Richardson, he does have a great offensive line for the Indianapolis Colts, and they're at home, and they tend to play very, very well at Indy. So I'm going to take the Colts over in that matchup over the Bears. I'm going to be playing these 3 key matchups. I'm going to play the matchup with the Texans and the Saints. Texans taking on the Vikings, Saints taking on the Eagles. And I'm going to play... and that's really about it. So, with Chargers taking on the Steelers, I'm going to take the upset. I'm going the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. This is their first home game, undefeated. And the Chargers are undefeated too, but the Chargers haven't ran into a defensive line quite like the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Los Angeles Chargers in this one. Next matchup, we have the Broncos taking the Buccaneers. I think it's a foregone conclusion that the Buccaneers should win this at home. Their defense is playing well. Baker Mayfield is playing fantastic. And the Broncos still trying to figure things out. They're a young team trying to figure things out. It won't work. So we're going to take the Buccaneers in that one. Same thing. Carolina Panthers taking on Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders had a huge win last week over the Baltimore Ravens. Their defense and Max Crosby is playing out of his mind. And don't vote well for an offensive line that's not good in Carolina. They just benched Bryce Young. I don't particularly think it's all on him. I think they need to shore up that offensive line, which they do not have. So, with Andy Dalton back there, I don't think too much will change. He have made some throws, but Las Vegas will win this. Gardner Minshew is good on the offensive side, and they have Devontae Adams. Like, come on. So, I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders over the Carolina Panthers. Our next matchup, we have Dolphins taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With Tua Tagovailoa out because of concussions, he's been placed on IR for the next 4 or 5 games. Seattle just went up into Foxborough, got to win over the New England Patriots in a very good, close overtime win up in Foxborough, which is hard to get. So I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks in this one. Next matchup, we got Baltimore Ravens taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas just got blown out in their home opener last week against the New Orleans Saints. Baltimore came off a loss against back-to-back losses against the defending champ Kansas City Chiefs opening night and against the Raiders last week. I think it's going to be a very good game. It's going to be, I won't even say high scoring. It's going to be a very good defensive game. I'll say like 20-17 type of game. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens because they got Lamar Jackson. When you got a Swiss Army knife like Lamar Jackson, man, dude, it opens up so much more for the whole offense and for the whole entire team. It gets that energy flowing for them. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens over the Dallas Cowboys in this one. This one is a foregone conclusion to me. Even though Matthew Stafford is quarterbacking for the Rams, they're just hurt on almost every skill position there. So I'm going to take the Niners over the Rams in that one. And this is my next upset. I am going to be taking the Arizona Cardinals over the Detroit Lions. Arizona is underrated, bro. Kyler Murray is playing out of his mind these first 2 weeks. Granted, it is early in the season, but, man, he's showing that, Kyler is back. Like, back to that MVP level he was a couple years ago before he got hurt. His game last week against the Rams, he just torched the Rams. He made one of the best throws I've seen in a long time when he scrambled out of the pocket and just flung it to the end zone like it was flawless, bro. Like, nothing. So I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals over the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a very, very phenomenal game, but I'm going to Arizona for the upset. Jaguars at Bills. Buffalo has been rolling. They got the run game running. They got the run game rolling for the last 2 games. Jacksonville has been close in every matchup they played. That's the thing with Jacksonville. They always start out the season very, very not bad, but like mediocre, like mid, because they in the middle. They never high, they never too low. They all going to play a competitive game, but going up there and Monday Night Football, going up into Buffalo, don't vote too well for them. So I'm going to take Buffalo over the Jacksonville Jaguars in that one. What matches we didn't talk about. Okay, we got our last 2 primetime games. We have the Washington Commanders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. I thought the Bengals played a phenomenal game week 2 in Kansas City and losing by 1 because of some. We know what we're going to get when it's the Bengals versus the Chiefs. We get a great game, and officiating is always going to ruin it to an extent. So that's what I boil that down to. But what I've seen from the Bengals, I enjoy what I've seen from them. They play very, very well on both sides of the ball. I'm going to take the Bengals here. They're at home Monday night. Their defense rolling like it's been rolling the past 2 weeks. And Joe Burrow playing Joe Burrow football. Bengals. I'm going to take Bengals all day on that one. Chiefs at Falcons. This is yet another upset I'm going to roll with, man. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons, who is very, very underrated. They're very underrated. On the defensive side of the ball, their secondary is awesome, bro. We already know what the defensive line is capable of. We got Grady Jarrett on the defensive line. They got Matthew Judon there, so they have a lot of pieces on that defensive line that can wreak havoc on any offensive line in the league. And being that the Chiefs don't have a great offensive line like they have in years prior, especially with the amount of penalties they gave up on the offensive line last week against the Bengals, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons here. They at home. Kirk Cousins showed me last week that he's 100% because I didn't think he was really 100% going into this year, really, after tearing his Achilles last year with the Vikings. But he proved me wrong week 2 against Philly. To win up in Philly like he did, great win for them. So I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons over the Kansas City Chiefs for Sunday night. So those are my picks for week 3. And we're going to play our marquee matchups that I believe are our marquee matchups for this week. It's a lot of great games. I'm going to pick Texans Vikings as a marquee matchup, Eagles Saints as a marquee matchup, and that'll probably be it for me when it comes to marquee matches. I already played the Jets and I played the Patriots in the last video. So, yeah, we're going to work on that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.